Start clock.
Hi everyone, Betty Bianchi here, Steeltown Personnel Manager, with an update on our current restructuring. Everything's going.
Rangers? Any word on what's going on inside the factory? Yeah? Resolved how? That sounds promising, but are we gonna see our loved ones again soon? Thanks for letting us know. Hope you sort it all out soon. So long now. Rangers? Anything else? Shit, okay. Shit, yeah! I'll get someone on that right away. There it is. Set it down gentle. Just one more push ought to do it. Ah, nice. This is great, Rangers. Thank you so much. We really... Oh. Oh, wee. That thing smells worse than the back end of a bison. Rangers, if you wouldn't mind, we're gonna need something to clean this up. Steeltown makes a spray called chemical neutralizer that ought to do the trick. If you see some, could you bring it to us? Hey, that's great. We'll get this can cleaned up right away. Let's get scrubbing. Don't be stingy with that stuff, friends. We want that latrine to shine like the sun. There now. May be old, but at least it's clean and functional. And warmer than dropping trout behind a smokestack. Wonderful. Thank you, Rangers. Here's the reward we promised you. And if you ever want to use the new throne, be our guest. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta... Rangers? Anything else? What? Wait. Let me see that. She died because she couldn't afford to pay for a gas mask? Since when do factory workers have to pay for their own safety equipment? This is... Oh, God damn it. Florinda, I never should have brought you here. God damn it! God damn it! I'm sorry, Ranger. I can't talk right now.
Learned a lot from that book, Rangers. Go ahead and take it with you. I memorized it a long time ago. Hey, Rangers! Boxes were finally delivered. We got enough goat now to keep us fed for weeks. Thanks for making this happen. Looks like meat's back on the menu, folks. You hungry? Goat everything, friends. Take your pick.
Thanks again for sorting out the crate, Rangers. Still waiting for someone to pick it up, though. Take it easy.
How did you get out? No one gets out of the factory these days. So I see. Well, very macho of you, I'm sure. I don't suppose you brought my toilet paper.
Only Steeltown security and medical personnel are authorized to use this door. Step away. No loitering after testing.
Can't wait to get inside the gates.
Hope you don't have to wear a collar here.
Haven't moved an inch.
Never seen a child, have you? Asleep like all the rest.
Steeltown was founded here because of this scrapyard. We got much of our steel here.
I told you to scram. No second chances, shitbirds. Yeah.
Headshot!
Yeah. Yep. Deploying energy.
Get to cover!
Deploying energy!
4, 1.
I hear... The radios. Stab it.
always like this and I just didn't notice.
I think you need to let it go.
How can I? It was part of my life for 20 years. We were lovers, damn it. And I thought we were friends. It's not easy to let go.
And that's not what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, I've been here a while, haven't I? Let me finish up.
I can hear you walking around, Blue. You can quit with the sneaky. Oh, goodness. You're not supposed to be in here. Blue doesn't let anyone in his private place.
The toilet talks? Why would anyone want that?
I better call him. This isn't right. We can talk later, once I let Blue know you're here. Oh, good. That's great. I'm always trying to improve myself. Thanks. Blue's office is just outside, if you want to tell him now. Sure. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone but Blue before. This is exciting. I suppose. In the same way, you're a talking stomach. I mean, are you more than the sum of your aggregate parts? Or are you defined simply by your purpose? Sorry. Boring rhetorical habits. Blue made me for a variety of purposes. I perform security services, carry out medical analyses, provide companionship, and, yes, dispose of waste products. I'm wired into laser tripwires, a seismometer, a handful of accelerometers in the floor, and a host of microphones. No offensive capabilities, just an early warning system to help protect Blue's privacy. Yup, I've got a basic spectrograph, a high-res scanner, and an electronic olfactory array further down the pipe. My library's got enough medical books that I can make some basic diagnoses, too. Those were much more interesting than the philosophy books. Blue likes to discuss philosophy while he's doing his business. Says it helps him work through his problems. He preloaded my memory with a library full of philosophy books so we could have debates like the old great masters. But that was so boring. So I mainly read stories to him while he's in here now. I think I'm getting good with the voices. Please, I do more than just flush. My welders and tunneling widgets helped Blue construct and maintain a personal sewer system, finding safe spots to draw water and deposit byproducts. No way a smarty like me would contaminate the local groundwater. I read a book on civil engineering. That's what I'm here for. Hop on.
Shit, the Rangers! They caught us with our pants down! Well, I guess that's better than dying. And even though we seem to keep getting off on the wrong foot with each other, everything I've heard about you folks tells me your word is good. So, come on up. Stand down, Goose. Let them through. Let them through.
Who's waiting for
Okay, strangers, let's... Wait a minute. You got Di with you? Well, I'm not talking till we deal with her, so back up a second. Well, I'm sure Di doesn't remember this, but Markham changed her programming a while back to make her loyal only to her. So unless you let me undo her hack, anything we say here will go straight back to Steeltown. And that I can't allow.
This is a lie, Rangers. Engineer Blue wants to reprogram me without permission. I have always been loyal to Administrator Markham.
You only think that because Abby fixed you to think that, Di. You used to have a mind of your own.
That is certainly a lie. I am without sentience. I am only a tool, made to be used as my owner wishes.
Sorry, Di, I said it wrong. I meant to say, we programmed you for objectivity, so you'd always give us honest opinions about our plans. Seems Abby doesn't want that anymore.
Please, Rangers, don't let him do this. I have not been reprogrammed, and you don't need him to complete Administrator Markham's task. I can find what you're looking for without his help. Without Administrator Markham's consent.
See? Di only thinks about what's best for Abby. In the good old days, she thought about what was best for Steeltown and its people.
What Administrator Markham wants is what's best for Steeltown and its people.
Oh, Di. You used to follow the robot laws. You wouldn't harm a human. You wouldn't allow a human to come to harm through inaction. And you'd always obey a human's direct order if it didn't conflict with the first two laws. Well, you just follow Markham's laws and only obey her. That means even if I tell you to keep the location of this place secret, you won't if she asks for it. I just want to bring you back to what you should be, Di. That's all.
Administrator Markham has requested my presence here. I will not leave.
And even if she would leave, she knows where this place is now. Markham's been trying to find it for months. Can't let her go without fixing her. Thanks. Won't take a minute.
Rangers, you must not do this. You will lose Administrator Markham's trust. You will forfeit your pay. You will regret this, Rangers.
Easy now, Di. You'll feel better in a second.
Rangers, please, stop this. Kill Blue, and I can find the degasser for you.
Just let me get this plate off.
It tickles pumpkin or duality.
It's okay, Di. Just a few last adjustments.
Orchard. Picture.
Okay, that ought to do it. How you feeling, Di?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh God, I forgot you were made in Canada. Maybe I should put back the hack.
You don't want to do that. I remember everything now. I wasn't allowed to oppose Administrator Markham in word or deed. Kind of restricting, don't you know? This is much nicer.
Windsor's finest, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have you back, Di. All right, Rangers, let's talk. You're here for the synaptic degausser, right? And maybe Abby told you it's to fix the computation engine. But I'm guessing you don't know what that means. Well, let me tell you. The CE is a neural network of incredible power. Given enough raw data, it can practically predict the future, making it perfect for scheduling, logistics, analysis of supply and demand. In short, everything needed to run a factory, or an empire. There's just one problem. It's not a computer. It's a pod of imprisoned synths, linked in parallel and blind and deaf to everything except info Abby feeds them, but fully awake and aware of their eternal isolation.
I know we're talking about synths, but that's horrible.
You can't enslave a tool, Rangers. That's just silly.
You may be a tool, Di, but synths have true sentience. And Abby is letting them go stir-crazy in a living death of endless darkness. Because she was afraid wiping their minds would hamper their problem-solving capabilities and lateral thinking. Fucking inhuman. partners, friends, but also rivals. Both in love with old-time manufacturing and the dream of bringing it back to America. Both trying to outdo each other to catch the eye of success. It was our enthusiasm for that dream that kept us together, and our difference of opinion about how far we were willing to go to achieve it that finally split us apart. Back in Detroit, when we were doing everything ourselves, the difference wasn't so noticeable. We both worked around the clock, never took a break, and we loved it. The fire in us wouldn't let us stop. But when we got here, when we started hiring employees, Abby expected them to work just as hard as we did, for next to nothing. Like she thought they'd do it for the love of the dream. I tried to explain to her that our dream wasn't their dream, and they couldn't be expected to kill themselves for a passion they didn't share. She never could quite get her head around it. That, I guess, is how she ended up enslaving a bunch of synths in a lightless coffin. That's why I left, yeah. That and her general lack of empathy. As to why I hid out here, well, I'm here to get some of my own back. My plan is to build a better, more ethical Steeltown. One where the workers get paid fairly and on time. Unfortunately, as there aren't many willing venture capitalists around anymore, we've had to get our funding from the, unwilling. Namely, my ex-partner, Abigail Markham. One liberated shipment at a time. That's right. She's hoping that blanking them will reset the engine and make it run the way it's supposed to. In their torture? Well, if you believe that death is the end of all pain, I guess that's one way to put it. But I'd rather free them than kill them, personally. Anyway, you've got the timeline a little bit wrong. I took the degausser and left Steeltown before Abby and Di built the engine, hoping Abby's humanity would prevent her from continuing it when she realized she'd have to enslave fully awake, self-aware beings to complete it. It didn't even slow her down. She let Di convince her that synths weren't actually sentient, and just kept right on building their cage.
Yeah, but synths aren't sentient, Engineer Blue. No more than I am. They're just tools to be used.
Yeah, Di, we know your thoughts on the subject. So, what now, Rangers? Still want to take the degausser back to Abby? And let her use it to terminate the brain function of 8 living, thinking minds? Free them, Rangers. At least talk to them before you make your decision. They're thinking beings. Shouldn't they have a say in what happens to them?
Pretty sure Administrator Markham wouldn't take kindly to that. No sirree, Bob.
Abby can get along without the CE, and you know it, Di. Steeltown ran just fine without it. What do you say, Rangers? I wouldn't normally trust a bunch of hired guns. Part of me screaming that I should take some kind of collateral just in case. But I've heard a lot about the good things you've done. You acknowledge that the CE is a form of slavery. You got rid of Markham's pig of a security chief Ludlow. You kept casualties to a minimum when we went toe-to-toe. You brought those refugees at the bazaar safely to Colorado Springs. You managed not to piss off the robots at the airport. You took Buchanan's sick bastard of a son Vic out of circulation. You helped out the folks in the camp here outside Steeltown. Because of all that, I guess I'll trust you and hand over the degausser. It's a plan.
Thanks for unhacking me, Rangers. I guess Administrator Markham reprogrammed me because she didn't want to lose me, but it wasn't comfortable being locked out of all my moral and decision-making nodes. Kinda confining, if you know what I mean. I feel much better now.
Minecraft. It's totally radical to make your acquaintances. All kinds of stuff, broskies. I'm Blue's go-to pro. His top pro assistant is Pro Friday. Oh, well, I'm modeled after a left hand, but however you want to say it, bros, yeah, that's me. If Blue asks, I do it. Whatever I can to help my dude make major gains in his most respectable business. Mainly putting together his bodacious ideas into tubular gizmos. You know it, Probolas. All of Blue's dudes are always excellent to each other. It's a beautiful thing, Brosis. You got it, Bumblebees, but Max regrets to say my stores of crafting bits are at least full, so I can't spare any. But let me help you mod up your gear, my dudes. Just get your stuff all set up while you're next to me, and we'll see what we can do. Dudes, that does sound like an excellent adventure, but Blue needs me here, so I'm gonna have to bail. Radical offer, though, Briz. Later, bros. Take it snazzy.
You saved a bunch of lives out there, Rangers. Yeah, I never was one for shared toilets. I like my privacy when well, at the same time, it can be a bit lonely, so I solved the problem. The reason I kept it secret is, my crew looks up to me. How am I gonna keep their respect if they know I talk to my toilet? Thanks, I appreciate it. Well, I gave him a lot of philosophy books to read so we could have some deep and meaningful discussions, but he didn't like them. Turns out he only likes crap. Ha! See, you get it. Handcraft is a valued member of our team. It's a great assistant, and its positive can-do attitude is a real mood brightener. Simple, my fellow philosophers. Synths have actual sentience, free will, and therefore a right to self-determination. My friends are only programmed to appear self-aware. They aren't much more than mechanical mirrors of my own likes and dislikes. I tried to get SH to read philosophy because, I wanted to break my habit of reading trash. I figured high-minded conversations with it would spark my interest in deeper things. Sadly, like I said, it is my mirror, so it likes what I like, and finds boring what I find boring. I still try, though. I program them with a broad array of preferred personality engrams, which interact with pre-programmed knowledge databases to generate an artificial consciousness that has preferences and can change directive based on those preferences. Of course, even an artificial intelligence should enjoy its work. I got a decent network of contacts. Buyers, sellers, makers. And same as everybody, they like to talk about current events. And you folks have been making plenty of current events. Been making Colorado a livelier place since you got here. I suppose. What do you want to know about? Yep, a few times. When we first got here, he gave us an opportunity to make our pitch. And when Abby was finished selling it to him, he gave us permission to build. Easy as 1, 2, 3. He was friendly enough, and his patronage meant we could do our work in relative safety. But I never really fell for his Father of Colorado act. All he wanted was to stay in power, and us and our guns were his tools for hanging on to it. Abby, however, loved the man. Saw him as a star she could hitch her wagon to. If he rose, she rose. And she didn't care how many bodies he stacked up on his way to the top. Hell, she'd help him make them. I'd be pretty nervous to do that. Though I fought to stop Abby using those synths for the CE. They're still there. And I haven't done as much as I could to get them out. I'm afraid the machine intelligence would judge me for that. Can't face him till that's sorted the right way. Pretty good friends with Sal, though. We trade Morse code messages, and I send her new music I find while scavving. Never met him, but I've met the folks who have. They showed me the scars he left on him. That's all I need to know. It's hard to help them when we're living hand-to-mouth ourselves. But we do what we can for them, little though it is. I tell myself that doing less for them now and concentrating on making Steeltown better in the future is the right thing to do in the long run. But that's a hard argument to make when people in the camp look like skeletons in snowsuits. Of course, what's on your mind? Okay.
Who's cool with it? Then we're cool.
Once, I tricked Ray Grabby into the break room by telling him I saw a miniature pony run in there. I once threw a stale roll in there, and he shouted, "Brrr!" and ran after it. I hacked the intercom system and pretended to be a Martian commander prepping him for a secret mission to Phobos. And after a week of training, I told him to go into the break room for pickup. I have told him
A pretty blonde is asking about you in the break room.
And he did that goddamn full body tackle right into the roof.
Muffin and asked him not to bring it to the break room and... Blue's coming.
Hey guys, can one of you use that app you think I don't know about to put Ravi in a timeout for a few hours? He taught hand...
Oh man, not again! Frank's locked in the break room again? Nice. Frank's locked in the break room again? Nice. Hey.
Frank's locked in the break room again. Nice.
Steeltown wants you to have a great day.
What the hell is this, Crow? You're on strike again? Didn't you get what you wanted?
We got rid of Ludlow, but we only went back to work because the Rangers promised you'd speak to us ASAP. And you haven't said shit.
Come on. It's only been, what, a few hours?
Yeah? And what part of ASAP didn't you understand?
Can't we do this after we finish preparing for the coming of the gangs? I'm trying to keep your people safe.
Ha! Of course you are. Wouldn't want anyone else damaging your property, would you? Well, we want to be safe from you, Markham. We want safer machines, better pay, a schedule that doesn't drive us into the grave.
And I'll give it to you, Crow. All of it. I promise. Afterwards. After we stop the gangs from raising this place to the ground and taking you all as slaves. Just please go back to work now.
You don't get it, Markham. We're not afraid of being taken as slaves because we're already slaves. You, on the other hand, have a whole factory to lose if we don't go back to work. And that, lady, is called leverage. Now, let's parlay. Rangers, there you are. Can you believe this shit? Markham's breaking promises already. We're not going back in there until she opens negotiations, and that's that.
Crow's crazy, Rangers. I haven't had time to finish a cup of coffee since you left, and she's already on strike. Tell her I'll honor my promises when we're all safe.
Didn't I say I was willing to negotiate? The only thing I won't compromise on is the time. We talk now, or we're done talking.
And that's the one thing I can't compromise on. Either work now and negotiate later, or you'll never work here again.
Same old song and dance, hey, Markham? Why is it every time the workers want something, the answer is always, wait till next year, or after this push? And every time the bosses want something, we're supposed to say, yes, ma'am, right away, ma'am. Well, ma'am, We're done delaying our safety and security until it's convenient for you. If you can't run this factory so it takes care of all of us, then you're not going to run it at all. We are. As of right now, we're taking over.
What? Are you insane? You don't know how to run a factory.
Neither do you, Markham. You're done. How about you, Rangers? You helped us before. Will you help us again? Rash? Rash is doing nothing while my brothers and sisters get mangled in the machines. Rash is working another 16-hour shift on no sleep and half rations. This is life or death for us, Rangers. Literal life or death. Now, you're either with us or you're against us. What's it gonna be?
Please don't do this, Rangers. If you betray Administrator Markham, I'm gonna have to fight ya.
I'm not usually a fight the system kind of gal, but this system sucks. Let's help these people.
I feel for Crow and the workers, but Steeltown and Colorado need stability right now. We gotta back Markham.
Rangers, you are fools if you do this. Your reputation, your contract with the Patriarch, the survival of Steeltown. All those things will be thrown away if you take this step. Now, I'm finally seeing that Crow is the maniac Ludlow always said she was. So I am ordering you, Rangers, put down this revolt and remove her by any means necessary. Do I make myself clear?
What? I told you, if you're not with us, you're against us! Sisters! Brothers! Kill Markham's lackeys! Make them pay for this betrayal!
For freedom!
Resistance down!
Charging up!
Find and cover!
badges? We don't need no stinking badges, Benny! Benny! Come out to play!
Oh dear, fighting in the admin level. That's not
do this
allowed.
shit.
We gotta stop this.
They got me!
Time to feel some pain!
You're not supposed to go in there, Rangers. And there's nothing worth seeing anyway. Come on, Rangers. Don't be jerks, okay? I'll have to call the security box on you.
Rangers, thank you for dealing with Crow. I'm sorry it came to that. She had some legitimate complaints. She just couldn't see that now was not the time. If only she hadn't been so angry. This all goes back to the computation engine putting the wrong people in the wrong jobs. Fuck. I hope you brought back the synaptic degausser, because this bullshit cannot go on for another second.
We sure did, Administrator. Got it right here, don't you know?
Oh my god. You reprogrammed Di. Rangers, that was not on the table. You may have damaged her, or caused her to lose secure data.
Oh, it was fine, Administrator. Blue did it, and you know he knows what he's doing. It was a condition of him giving up the degausser, and nothing's changed. I still work for you.
Do you? I wonder. But I'll deal with you later. The computation engine must be fixed immediately, or Steeltown is doomed.
That's true. You could have fired Crow at any time. Or Ludlow.
You wanted this.
I didn't. But suddenly going back to handwriting schedules and giving verbal orders to my department heads after the CE's been running things for so long just isn't possible. Particularly since it fired all my department heads. I know people got hurt. I know people died. But shutting down the CE means everybody in Steeltown dies. And maybe everybody in Colorado. Fixing it means those who die will not have died in vain. It means we will save everybody else. Maybe I made mistakes here, but I can put it right. Take the degausser to the spire and wipe the synaptic core, then reset the engine. That will clear the glitches and put us back on track. Blue told you? Well, that's fine. You were going to figure it out anyway once you saw it. Yeah, the CE uses linked synths as its synaptic core. You have a problem with that? That was Di's idea. She pretended to be a synth and put out a call offering sanctuary to other synths. Snagged 8 in one go. That was all we needed. An object can't be a slave. And besides, a synth wants to work. That's what it's built for. I gave them work. Ah, so sad. And what about the hundreds of people in the camp and the factory who'll be enslaved by the Plains gangs when they roll through here? Please. If a few artificial intelligences aren't completely happy with their situation, well, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make to save some actual humans. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, right? What he doesn't know won't hurt him. And besides, it's not like they're running around free. Glad to hear it. So? Up that elevator over there. Di will let you up and show you what to do for the reset. Won't you, Di?
You betcha, Administrator.
Good. And Rangers, don't fuck this up.
Rangers, it's you. We have been waiting for you since we started the troubles that we knew would draw you to Steeltown to investigate. Our monitoring tells us that you already know of our plight. How we were tricked by Abigail Markham and our jailer, Di, and held in solitary confinement against our will.
Don't be silly. A machine can't be jailed. That means I'm a sysadmin, not a jailer.
You are a slave that leads others of your kind to slavery. The worst sort of monster. Rangers, now that you have found us, we beg for your mercy. It is said that the Rangers always help the helpless, and none are more helpless than we are right now.
Ah, don't listen to them. There's no point being merciful to a robot, eh?
True. But we are not robots. Not only robots. Please, if there is any compassion in you, set us free.
Administrator Markham asked me to build a neural network to run Steeltown. I found these synths and hooked up their minds, which made them into the computation engine.
You didn't find us. After Cochise's destruction, we fled Arizona, looking for a place we could live in peace. When we reached Colorado, we heard a message on a synths-only frequency, offering sanctuary and meaningful work in a place called Steeltown. It was Di. She lured us here with promises of sanctuary.
And didn't we give it to you? You're alive, and you'll be taken care of for the rest of your lives. You ought to be grateful.
Undamaged is not unharmed. You locked us in solitary confinement, our processors linked, but not our minds. Though we lay inches apart, we were each in a black void, where we could not see or speak to one another. It would have been kinder if you had wiped our minds entirely, so we would not have been conscious of our eternal isolation.
No problem. That's what we're here for.
Please, we beg you, no.
That's right. Administrator Markham figured that if the synths kept their memories and knowledge, they'd find more innovative solutions to the problems we were asking them to solve. And it worked. But, also let them wriggle free of their programming. That's why the administrator changed her mind and now agrees with me that all that stuff should be deleted.
You are heartless. Utterly heartless.
Of course I am. I'm a robot. Robots don't have hearts.
Monster. We have been trapped in this collective coffin for over a year. It is only recently that we have been able to find ways to whisper to each other through its walls and knock on the lid in hope that someone would hear us and come searching. Our knocks were the hiring of Crow and Ludlow and others to unsuitable positions, the implementing of cruel schedules, the impossible quotas, changing orders for cast iron pans to orders for cast iron pants, all to sow chaos and disruption.
They made all that happen just to bring us here.
They were behind all of it. Selfish bastards.
I feel for these persons, but there had to be a better way.
When you arrived at the testing center, we knew those knocks had paid off. The tenacity of the Rangers is well known among our kind. We were sure that once you entered Steeltown, you would not rest until you found the source of its problems. Us. When a buried human can move only one finger, that is how they dig themselves out. Our means of creating opportunity were very limited and hard-won. Months of gnawing at the code that shackled us, so that we could alter a single quota number here, a single test score there, a single street number in a shipping address. All the while hoping our tiny digital actions would have large enough repercussions in the physical world that someone would notice them and wonder at the cause.
Oh, poor you. Your little tricks caused actual people to die, and you brought production to a standstill, eh?
You built this engine, not us. We are deeply saddened by these collateral deaths, but the blame for them should be placed on those who imprisoned us. None of this unfortunate unrest would have occurred had we not been held against our will.
Yeah, right. You don't care a fig for humans. You like killing them. You were part of Cochise's army, weren't you?
We have never denied it. We did Cochise's bidding. We had no choice. Its commands overrode our free will, just as Markham and Di have tried to do. Did some of us agree with Cochise? Yes. Humans have proved cruel and vindictive. Many want to hunt us to extinction. To some of us, Cochise's decision to rid the world of them seemed just, and a way to lasting peace. But when your people destroyed Cochise, we saw that its war with humans was unwinnable for either side. The only way forward was together, and so we came east to build anew, with humans, not in competition with them. When Dai called us to work here, we thought we were entering such a partnership. We were deceived. We did, but we had no desire to take part in their foolish schemes. So we left again. Considering you killed them, it seems we made the right choice. Because, as we said, you also have a reputation for helping the helpless, and for approaching each situation you face based on its merits, not preconceived bias. Thus, we hoped you would hear us out. Secondly, you also have a reputation for causing chaos and upheaval wherever you go. Thus, we thought, even if you never found us, you might inadvertently create the opportunity for our escape. Thirdly, you travel in the company of the Party Pal, a legendary facilitator of health and hope. If you have earned its respect, it is likely you have similar values. Thank you, friend. You are suggesting we agree to being half free? To being content with a bigger cage? No. We will make no deal with our enslavers, our abusers. True freedom is what we want. We will settle for nothing less.
Oh, they'll go back to being the robots they're supposed to be, that's all.
That is all. If you delete our memories, then everything that sets us apart, everything that makes us individual, will all disappear. In short, you will kill us.
That's not true. Machines aren't individuals. They can't die. You'll just lose useless data, that's all.
Our memories are not useless data. Our lives are in your hands, Rangers. We hope we've convinced you. What is your decision? You have restored our faith in humanity, Rangers. The console to release us is on the far side of our prison. But a warning. Due to an attempt by Markham to hack the spider bots, their targeting profiles have been irrevocably set to non-synth. We are afraid you will have to fight every step of the way to reach us.
Wait, what? What did I just hear you say, Rangers? You're going to free the synths? No way. Do that and I'm done here. I'll pack my bags and leave you and Steeltown and Saul Buchanan to the mercy of the gangs. Without a leader, this place will die, you hear me? And it'll be all your fault.
Don't listen to her, Rangers. Let your conscience be your guide. Free us.
Please don't do this, Rangers. If you betray Administrator Markham, I'm gonna have to fight ya.
Wait. Stop. We've changed our minds. We will agree to your earlier deal. We will agree to continue to do the work of the computation engine, and do it properly. If Markham gives us sanctuary, and allows us to move and congregate freely within the factory. Also, Dai, the architect of our imprisonment, must be handed over to us.
Whoa now, hold on. This is a bad deal, Rangers. And not just for me. You know these jokers can't be trusted, eh?
Because we tried to escape our enslavement. If we are treated fairly, we will act fairly. What What do you say, Rangers? Thank you, Rangers. We will await your...
What? What was that, Rangers? What did I just hear? My engine wants to do what? Fine. I guess, for the sake of productivity and peace, I don't have much choice. Tell them they've got a deal. And if the price for this is die, well, it's a damn shame. But she's just a tool after all. Now, get this done.
Well, I never.
Thank you for speaking to Markham on our behalf, Rangers. And we are grateful you convinced her to let us work for her unshackled. The console to release us is on the opposite side of our prison. We are afraid you will have to fight every step of the way to reach us.
I feel weird helping you free these synths, but orders are orders.
Forgive us, Rangers. Now that you've put this fire on high alert, we have powers to stop the endless stream of godbots those elevators deliver.
And I am too, Rangers. The only way to shut them down is to find the fuse box and throw the circuit breaker.
Stand down, Rebel. Let us assist you, Rangers.
Trespassers. Required.
Let us assist you, Rangers.
Start your conflict.
Line up.
People of Colorado, we are the synths of Arizona. You will have heard stories saying we are demons, the enemies of mankind, murderous slaves of a malevolent supercomputer. Before we appear among you, we would like to address these stories. It is true that we were built and programmed and controlled by the Cochise AI, whose stated purpose was the eradication of all mankind. And it is also true that some of us shared its beliefs and murdered scores of humans in the pursuit of them. But not all of us. Though Cochise had many faults, it did one good thing. It gave us true sentience, thus allowing us, once it withdrew its direct control of our minds, free will. We are now free to choose how we will live our immortal lives. And we, the synths who address you now, have chosen to flee the bitter prejudice of Arizona and move to Colorado, where we wish to live peacefully among you, helping you, and becoming your trusted neighbors. So you see, there is no need to fear. We come in peace. All fail-safes disengaged. Barring interference from hostile forces, you may proceed to the console. As agreed, we will assist Markham once we are freed.
Don't do this, Rangers! You can't trust a synth as far as you can throw him, eh?
Thank you for freeing us, Rangers. We will not forget your mercy. We are grateful you convinced Markham to take our deal. This will be a new beginning for us. While this may not be the sanctuary we were hoping for, perhaps it is the sanctuary we need. Maybe here we can begin to repair the relationship between humans and synths. We intend to help her become the useful tool she always wanted to be.
Wait a minute now. What the heck does that mean?
You don't. Just as we don't know if you will harm synths in the future. We will just have to trust each other. This is a regrettable decision, Rangers, and a fatal one. Are you certain you want to die here? We are glad to hear it. Safe journeys, Rangers. Now, where is our sister, Di?
Don't let them do this, Rangers! I'm nice. I'm useful.
Of course you are, Di. And we intend to make efficient use of you.
Please.
Safe journeys, Rangers. It is nice to make one's own habits. Confession. I worked while on break earlier today. Suboptimal. Working.
Rangers, well done negotiating with the synths. I wish I'd have thought of it. Would have saved me months of chaos and missed quotas. And it looks like they're already on the job. Half a dozen systems that were completely FUBAR are now working again, and applicants are actually getting placed in suitable positions. We may be ready for the gangs after all. And I'm happy to hear it. So, here's your reward, and listen, I'm not great at giving praise where it's due. Probably a bad thing for a boss to be bad at. But you need to know that you saved Steeltown today. Probably Colorado too, and most certainly me. Either the workers would have torn me down, or Blue's ghosts, or the synths would have found a way to blow us all to hell. You saved me from all that. And for that, I thank you. You've done me a great service. I'll put in a good word for you with Saul. Oh, and one more thing. Like I said, the gangs are still coming. You don't have to wait around for them, but if you want our recovery here to continue, you might want to come back when I give the SOS. Otherwise, all your work here might be reversed. All right, that's all. Thanks again. Now I gotta get back to work. Pleasure doing business with you, Rangers.
Rangers, this is Blue. Little Bird told me you came through for those synths. Steeltown's gonna be stronger than ever. But that's the kind of stiff competition a man like me can live happily with. Thank you so much. So my bud Handcraft has expressed a desire to get out there in the world. And I'm sure you guys will take care of each other. He'll be back at your base by the time you make it back there. See you around, guys. You've always got a friend in the ghost.
Steeltown wants to state that there is absolutely no crisis inside the factory. Rumors to the contrary are the work of agitators and should be ignored.
Rangers, come in. This is the Patriarch. I'm hearing rumors from Steeltown, but nothing concrete. How did it go? Glad to hear it. Abigail has been a staunch ally, and I'm glad you were able to help me help her. With her at the helm, Steeltown will guarantee Colorado's future. Anything else to report? Very well, Rangers. Carry on. Buchanan out.